Good evening, Celina Edmonds with ABC News. Australia's track cyclists have put the controversy surrounding expelled teammate Lucy Tyler-Sharman to one side, bringing in our first medals of tonight from the velodrome. And there was more gold in the athletics and weightlifting.
Guaranteed gold and silver for Australia in the 4,000 metres individual pursuit final. New South Welshman Brad McGee, too classy for South Australia's Luke Roberts.
Away from it, he could go out, covered in gold and a Commonwealth record here as he comes up 4:31 to beat. Yes, what a great finish, what a good decision to go.
In the women's 3,000 metres individual pursuit, 18-year-old South Australian Alana Burns was overtaken by Kiwi Sarah Ulmer in the run home. A brave performance from Burns at her first game.
Sarah Ulmer of New Zealand gets the gold with a fine last lap.
At the weightlifting, Kirill Kunev has made a clean sweep in the 94 kilograms class, setting up his victory in the snatch.
Up it goes, yes! Oh, what about you, Kirill? You're beautiful!
The netballers are a game away from the gold medal playoff, thrashing England 66-29 and into a semi-final against South Africa. Stuart Rendell has become Australia's third consecutive men's hammer throw Commonwealth gold medalist.
Let's go on the last.
And no worries for Melinda Gainsford-Taylor, fastest qualifier in the quarterfinals of the 200. Nova Peris-Kneebone and Lauren Hewitt also into the semis. John Bell, ABC News.
And Lucy Tyler-Sharman is on her way home from the Commonwealth Games. She's expected to arrive in Perth tonight. The controversial world champion has been sacked from the team after she refused to apologise for a trackside blow-up with team officials in Kuala Lumpur.
If this is part of some sort of plan to get me back for winning the Worlds, which it probably is, because I guess I've made a lot of people look stupid by winning the world titles, well, you know, haha, you got me this time, but at least I'm still world champion.
Back home, husband Graham has defended his wife's actions.
If your mind's somewhere else, you can't go into a race and try to expect to perform at a good level.
Graham Sharman said his wife could have stayed in the team if she'd retracted her comments.
It's a much deeper issue than just that incident, and she thought that the principles of what she was standing by were more important than actually just staying to do the race.
It's expected the couple will be calling for changes in Australian cycling's management structure. On the campaign trail, and the Prime Minister has praised the contribution of the Italian community. John Howard was a guest of the Italian Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Sydney tonight. He spoke about the importance of family values and the success of Australia's immigration policy.
And we are an example to the rest of the world. We have our bigots, we make our mistakes, we have narrow-minded people who seek scapegoats to blame for their own failings. But by and large, Australians are warm, generous, tolerant, open-hearted people.
Earlier, the federal government released its arts policy, vowing not to pander to the elite and promising a boost for regional and youth art. Australia's growing drugs problem has been thrust into the election spotlight, with claims cheap heroin is flooding the country. But it's a problem, according to the experts, that's not unique to Australia.
At a conference in Sydney today, Australian and international experts try to find solutions to drug abuse amongst ethnic communities. Like Australia at large, they must deal with the increased availability of heroin. And Australia is not unique. Countries across the world are being flooded with the drug.
There is increased production overseas of such substances as cocaine and heroin, which provides opportunities for it to be brought into Australia at a reduced cost.
Dr. Ball says that more sophisticated drug cartels and improved global communication make it ever easier to bring drugs into Australia. Heroin is cheaper because it's being sold in smaller amounts. In the heart of Melbourne, to tempt in newcomers, the cost of a heroin hit is less than a packet of cigarettes. Most researchers are convinced that pouring even more money into policing and surveillance will give very little benefit. They argue that it's greater efforts at education and treatment that will give the most improvement. And as more and more addicts realise help is at hand, resources become stretched.
I think in the last couple of years we've seen large numbers of people who have wanted particular treatment, particularly methadone, had been turned away.
But while deaths from heroin overdoses continue to rise in Australia, research is now showing a plateauing in the number of heroin users in the country. Gordon Taylor, ABC News, Sydney.
to finance, and it's been another mixed day on world markets. Australian shares dipped slightly, the All Ordinaries falling 3 points. Overseas, Japanese shares were up slightly on bargain hunting after yesterday's record low, but the Dow Jones slipped 216